you all right, or?
Moments the U.S. Coast Guard saved a man's life near St. Petersburg today, all caught on camera. Plus, panic at a local high school this afternoon as students thought there was a gunman on campus. We'll show you what really happened. And a massive recall by Publix today. We have the list of items you'll want to throw out. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 11.
Good evening. The search continues tonight for a shoplifting suspect who caused a Palmetto school to go on lockdown. The suspect was seen this afternoon near the Manatee School for the Arts on Haben Boulevard. That's where we find ABC 7's Rick Adams live with the latest on this developing story. Rick, what can you tell us tonight?
Yeah, Jacqueline, this was a very busy scene. A suspect remains at large tonight. These are surveillance photos showing a suspect accused of shoplifting a generator from the Palmetto Walmart. The suspect was spotted by campus security Thursday afternoon near the Manatee School for the Arts on Haben Boulevard, forcing a lockdown of the school.
A rumor went out, I guess it started with some of the kids at the school calling their parents saying that there was an armed man on campus. That was never the case. This is a shoplifting suspect.
After a short while, the lockdown at the school was lifted. Authorities searched a wooded area near the school where they believe the suspect had run off to, but they came up empty-handed. Police are asking folks to keep an eye out for the suspect, who is said to be in his 40s or 50s.
He's a white male, bald or balding. He has on a black shorts and either a black long sleeve t-shirt or a short sleeve t-shirt, maybe a long sleeve t-shirt with the sleeves rolled up. And he seems to have a band tattoo on his left arm.
And if you do recognize the suspect or know his whereabouts, you're being asked to contact police immediately. Reporting live from Palmetto this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Okay, Rick, thank you. Governor Rick Scott wants more funding for school safety, and he's hoping to redirect millions of dollars from an existing account to do it. Today, in a press release, he asked for $58 million from the Coach Aaron Feis Guardian Program to be distributed among school districts for additional safety. Only $9 million of the original $67 million that was allocated for this program has been used, which was set into motion after the Parkland shooting. Scott says the unused funding should be used to hire additional school resource officers this school year. He claims if it's not used, the remaining $58 million will be stuck in Tallahassee, unable to be used for any purpose until next school year. A kite surfer in distress has the Coast Guard to thank for saving his life today, and it was all caught on camera. Take a look.
But we're going to try to make our way to you to try to help.
The U.S. Coast Guard rescued Jason Chavez near St. Pete today. They got the call around noon from somebody on shore who saw the kite surfer in trouble. Chavez from Riverview was rescued a little before 1 o'clock this afternoon. The Coast Guard said he likely experienced the wind dying down from today's weather while he was out kite surfing. And speaking of the wind, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, those storms, they just continue on. I know it looks like I almost have a river in my backyard.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are right with you. You know, speaking of that wind, we're going to have some stronger winds of 15 knots tomorrow morning to start the day, and then those subside in the afternoon as the west coast breeze tries to get going, but it's not going to have much success. But all eyes tonight are on the tropics. We talked about this a couple of days ago. The Hurricane Center now looking at the system a little closer, and you can see from the satellite imagery taking you through time. Again, this is looking a little bit healthier, but notice these lines right here, this is a very strong upper level winds, and a system cannot develop with these kind of winds around, so that's good. We're looking at this system though pushing off toward the west northwest in time. There's a lot of deep convection with it as well. You can see from the satellite imagery pockets of heavy weather around what appears to be where the low pressure could be just south of the Dominican Republic. This is where we think it's going to be heading. It's a tropical wave. It's not a closed low, and it will be potentially developing in the eastern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. One thing we do know for certain that it's not going to develop anytime soon. The chances of it doing that over the next couple of days is 0%. Over the next 5 days, 10%. But either way, we're going to see a lot of rainfall from the system. One thing to note, too, this is a shear forecast, and that means those strong winds. The hostile environment means it won't be able to develop, and the blue is good. And you'll see that that blue just hangs right over the Bahamas, right where it's going to be going, and then right over Florida. So that, again, will help us out. both Saturday and Sunday. Now, it's going to be in place Monday. Conditions will become a little bit more favorable for development as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico, and it looks like it's going to continue on that general path away from Florida. But as I alluded to, the rain is still going to be with us, and it will be heavy at times on Monday and Tuesday, it looks like. Some showers at night here starting to pop up, indicating that the atmosphere is still a little bit unstable and there's still plenty of moisture around. Pretty significant line of showers developing there in Charlotte County and Charlotte Harbor. It's moving to the northwest, so we can expect some rainfall to move through Northport possibly, and could even hear some rumble of thunder. We're still getting that down to our south right now. Not out of the question, so we'll keep a chance for showers in. There's still some energy even on the East Coast at this point. We'll have a look at all the weekend weather and let you know about how much more rain we can expect coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. An update now on Sarasota County's plans to clean up the red tide. More than 2 weeks ago, Governor Rick Scott issued a state of emergency for red tide for 7 counties in Florida, including Sarasota County. The state released $6 million in grant money to help counties with red tide debris cleanup. Sarasota County and the city of Venice were able to secure nearly $99,000 of that money. Beach cleanup activities are currently being planned throughout the county. However, the city is also looking to hire a contractor to help clean up additional debris. And as we head into the Labor Day weekend, there's some encouraging news on red tide. Today on Siesta Beach, no dead fish were seen along the water line, but the waters are still a bit of that murky red color. Businesses in Siesta Village say typically this place would already be packed for Labor Day weekend. To help get customers out there, some restaurants and stores are kicking off some great deals this weekend.
Our main concern right now is trying to do something to help our employees. We're an employee-first company. We really care about our employees, and we want everybody to obviously make money, and no one is right now. So small businesses have definitely been affected out on Siesta Key.
Many restaurants are offering buy one, get one free deals on food and drinks until further notice to try and bring in more local customers. Publix has issued a massive recall of dozens of ground beef products due to the possible contamination of E. coli. More than 18 illnesses have been reported. The items purchased were between June 25th and July 31st. The USDA is urging consumers to check their freezers to see if you have any of the items on the list. If so, you should throw them away or return them to the store for a refund. For a full list of those products recalled, head over to our website, mysuncoast.com. A development going up off of State Road 70 and east of Lockwood Ridge Road has some neighbors concerned about how that growth will impact the roads in that area. Neighbors say they originally bought homes here because of the peace and quiet. However, with the chunk of land now becoming home to 350 more units, they're worried about the traffic that it will bring to the area.
A lot of people moved in the neighborhood because it is very quiet, it's very comforting. And by virtue of that, of course, you're going to just have a lot more business going on all the time.
The lot was purchased by the developer Taylor Morrison from the city of Bradenton back in 2016 for $10.5 million. Before it was purchased, the city had planned to use that land to expand the reservoir, but the city says that building something on that lot benefits them, allowing them to use the proceeds, such as people paying for taxes. Florida Fish and Wildlife hosted a workshop on Longboat Key today about a new coyote population on the island. Now, it's unclear how many coyotes are living on Longboat, but the number of sightings is going up and worrying many residents who asked the town on Thursday if it's planning to remove any of those animals. FWC staff explained trapping coyotes is very difficult and oftentimes ends with putting the animals down. It likely wouldn't get rid of the entire population either.
There's not an easy answer, and I think that's what everyone heard today. It's difficult to trap a coyote. There's challenges with that and how that may impact other domestic pets, and we just want to be careful.
We should not have to walk around with shakers, noisemakers, figuring out ways to stop this.
The town manager says there have been conversations with trappers, but it is still too early to make a final decision on how to deal with those coyotes. And First Alert Traffic, the state is asking you what improvements you think need to be made to a stretch of US 41 in Sarasota and Manatee counties. The Florida Department of Transportation is focusing on the 2-mile stretch of 41 from University Parkway to Whitfield Avenue. FDOT is conducting a planning study to evaluate what safety improvements need to be made to better accommodate traffic now and in the future for drivers, bicyclists, and pedestrians. The agency is asking people to fill out a survey, then a study team will analyze those results. The diverging diamond on I-75 and University Parkway is getting national recognition once again. Today, it was named one of 12 finalists in the America's Transportation Awards competition. The winner will get a cash prize that the Department of Transportation can use for educational scholarships and nonprofits. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your First Alert forecast. Plus, multiple people dead after a semi-truck and a Greyhound bus collide. And a look at Senator John McCain's farewell as his casket arrives in Washington, D.C.
When ABC7 declares a First Alert Weather Day, it means we can expect major changes to weather conditions here along the Sun Coast.
It means there could be severe, potentially dangerous weather ahead.
We tell you when a First Alert Weather Day is coming because we want you to be prepared.
A First Alert Weather Day is an advance warning. We'll let you know about any changes in the weather when the first signs appear.
ABC7 First Alert Weather, we're here for you.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit RTJ Golf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
This week on Animal Outtakes,
I'm going to demonstrate how to remove a hook from a bird.
We visit a sanctuary that specializes in getting our feathered friends back to the wild. Join us this week on ABC7.
We've seen little sun here on the Sun Coast this week. A significant amount of rain means, of course, some of those roads throughout Sarasota and Manatee counties are basically underwater, like many in the city of Venice. The majority of the flooded streets and walkways have been seen in lower lying areas and near the bay. The storm drainage systems that the city of Venice has in place has made some of the floods disappear in less than a day.
We have a system of pipes and infrastructure throughout the city. But we still get storm events such as this week that overwhelm those pipes. They're just too intense and the pipes can't catch up, or what we see a lot is debris that will clog up the pipes and temporarily cause some of the street flooding we've seen this week.
Well, the city has had crews out on the street cleaning debris every day. Certainly a good thing to keep in mind, keeping that debris free of those drains, because it'll clog it up.
And call them up. You know, don't try and do it yourself. Sometimes they can be very dangerous. You know, the thing is, Venice, that area, estimated 7 inches plus of rainfall over the past 5 days. And we're not over with our typical afternoon and evening storms. And that means by Monday and Tuesday, when that tropical wave gets here, we could get an additional rain of possibly 3-5 inches. Who knows? We're going to keep an eye on that for you, obviously. ABC 7 Tower Cam. We had a line of storms developing down in Charlotte County, and then that line was moving towards Sarasota, and then all of a sudden it kind of fell apart and then went out into the Gulf of Mexico and had some storms off there. So kind of an interesting shot from our Tower Cam tonight. And boy, what a shot this next one is. From Nokomis, we've had an incredible looking panoramic view of this. Looks like an alien spaceship coming into Nokomis. Scott Wade getting this one. Appreciate that photo, Scott. Sending it in to picsofmysuncoast.com. You can too send yours in to that email address. Energy still out here tonight, moving across parts of Florida and heading off into the Gulf of Mexico. You can see that over the Bahamas and just southeast of the Keys right now. We have an area that's kind of blew up just to the southeast of Sarasota County, and we're watching it now getting ready to move into Sarasota County. It's not a lot. There has been some lightning with it, so thunder not out of the question, and we could see another little bit of piece of energy move through around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Right now, some rain moving into Punta Gorda, although the showers are starting to weaken somewhat. It looks like there could be some rain heading into Inglewood, Northport. You may get a brief shower here or two as well. But a lot more rain is on the way, as I said earlier. We're watching this area. It's a tropical wave, and what that means is a line of low pressure. There's no closed low, and you need a closed low for a tropical depression to form or even tropical storm. And what's happening is that these upper level winds are ripping these clouds. You see these clouds going off to the northeast right there? That's because of the strong upper level winds, and we're expecting this throughout most of the month of September. There will be some days we'll relax somewhat, but for the time being, that's a good thing for us because that means this system has little chance developing over the next couple of days. But it will bring heavy rainfall as it has today over the northern Windward Islands. Now, this is the European forecast model. This is Sunday. We're going to take you through time here, and you'll see a little ripple in these isobars. Right there it is with a lot of rainfall on Monday and Tuesday expected for Florida, and then it pulls away and possibly could develop into a tropical depression or even a storm as it heads off into the Gulf of Mexico, where conditions will become a little bit more favorable. Those winds will relax somewhat in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We'll stay, by the way, with that east wind throughout all of next week for that matter, as high pressure remains off the Carolina coast. So it won't be a big factor, but we'll still see those afternoon and evening storms. Well, way out there in the Atlantic, we have a tropical or potential tropical storm. This is now developing a little bit more accurately on the models off to the northwest, and as far as the latest goes, 35-mile-an-hour winds. It's moving to the west at 13, and as I said, is expected to develop into Florence, but Florence looks like it will be a problem for mainly shipping interests way out there in the central Atlantic. So most of those storms typically go to the north as they move in that direction. 73 degrees now. No problems with our heat index. It's not sunny, but we have some clouds around. Our high today was 89 and the low was 71. We had a ½ inch of rainfall at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Tomorrow's forecast, partly cloudy, should be okay for the drop off for kids at school, and then showers and storms for pickup in the afternoon and evening, and that's a pretty good bet across parts of the Sun Coast. I think a little bit more widespread action happens on Monday and Tuesday as that tropical wave nears. Winds will be a bit brisk to start the morning off at 15 knots, subsiding somewhat in the afternoon, 5 to 10 knots. Now the forecast for the next 7 days, good chances for showers and storms right on through the next 7 days. High temperatures near 90 degrees each and every day. Now, if you haven't heard already, there has been an executive order by the governor to ban fishing as far as redfish and snook go. You can still catch them, but you have to release them. That's the story. Simply due because of the red tide. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. Most people should be releasing all the fish they catch, and it's basically from the north end of Anna Maria Island all the way south, just south of Naples. That ban is in effect offshore as well, and what that means is that we're supposed to start snook season September 1st, but that is not going to be happening as far as keeping snook or redfish for that matter, and it looks like that will go into effect indefinitely, more than likely through the end of September. Well, Captain Rick Gross, He took his clients out north of Manatee River. That's where the fishing's been good. I heard from Captain Scott Moore as well. He told me that he's been doing some really good fishing east of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, basically along the eastern shoreline of Tampa Bay. So keep that in mind. That right there was a redfish. This is a snook. And Fishing Business Charters, Captain Rick Gross, getting these photos, and you can see this other snook. These guys were all out there catching fish. Ed, Ron, and Greg, and they did pretty good. They all released them, and Captain Gross is suggesting they should also add, and I agree, a spotted sea trout to that list of fish that can't be kept, that should be released, because there's been a lot of trout too that have been under stress, that have died as well when it came to this red tide. Hopefully it's clearing out. People are saying it's a little bit better out there.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
That's
Thank you, Bob. Well, severe weather conditions across the country. Some people in Wisconsin are convinced they saw a miracle last night after an agonizing 40 minutes. An 11-year-old boy swept away in floodwaters, found alive. Take a listen.
It's hard because there is a little kid that we think got sucked down a drain by a construction site.
That 911 caller says the boy put his goggles on to go underwater to see what was there, and he didn't come back up. Authorities and dozens of people searched the area. Now, the boy traveled about 30 feet through the drainage pipe, finding an air pocket to survive. Rescuers had to pry open a manhole cover to finally get him out. At least 4 people are dead after a semi-truck and Greyhound bus collided in New Mexico earlier tonight. Officials say the semi blew a tire, lost control, crossed the median, and then hit the bus head-on. The National Transportation Safety Board announced on Twitter that it is sending a team to New Mexico. There were at least 48 people on board the bus. Tonight, Senator John McCain has taken his final flight following a memorial service in Phoenix, Arizona. The services are now moving to Washington. That's where we find ABC's Elizabeth Herr with more details.
Senator John McCain arriving at Joint Base Andrews to a solemn ceremony by a military honor guard. Defense Secretary James Mattis also on the ground paying tribute with the McCain family. This marking the senator's final journey to Washington after leaving Arizona, his adopted home state. Where earlier in the day, family and friends honored the 6th-term senator for his values in life, while Vice President and his close friend Joe Biden praised McCain for his patriotism.
Well, it looks like we are having some technical difficulties. That was ABC's Elizabeth Herr reporting. Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information and be involved. Don't ignore the signs, join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
Everything all right?
Actually,
You know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Now, sports.
It's the opening kickoff of the season for last year's undefeated UCF Knights and UConn. UCF's Aaron Robinson sprinted downfield and tackled the Huskies' Keon Thompson at the 16-yard line, but didn't get up after that. Medical personnel quickly brought out a stretcher and then wheeled him into the tunnel. As the stadium silently looked on, UConn coach Randy Edsall walked across the field to share some words with first-year UCF coach Josh Heppel. Robinson's teammates offered encouragement as medical staff wheeled him past his team. ESPN U's broadcasters noted that they saw some movement in Robinson's legs, and he did give a thumbs up to the crowd as he was taken off the field. The Knights are off to a good start. Final score is 56-17. Tonight is the Bucs' final preseason game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. No starters are playing tonight, giving the rookies a chance to make it onto the field for NFL season in a week and a half. The Jags won 25-10. Their first game is against the New Orleans Saints on Sunday the 9th. Football player and activist Colin Kaepernick's collusion case will proceed. This after a mediator rejected the NFL's attempt to dismiss it. Kaepernick says that the NFL and its team owners are working to keep him from being signed following his decision to kneel during the national anthem to protest police brutality. The ruling means lawyers on both sides can now question league officials, owners, and others in a trial-like format. Such a hearing could happen by the end of the year, although it's possible Kaepernick's case could be settled. The NFL declined to comment on that ruling. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto number straight ahead.
We made a TV show just for you. Every Thursday night, everyone comes over. It's a big deal. Don't you watch your show? What? No, I never watch my show. I've seen it already.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Thank you.
What are you doing? Oh my
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Two pygmy killer whales are receiving around-the-clock critical care tonight at Mote Marine Laboratory after being stranded and rescued yesterday in Clearwater. Now, the whales have been nicknamed Thunder and Lightning, remain in critical condition. Why the whales got stranded is unknown. Scientists at Mote Marine will be taking blood samples to send to a lab to test for red tide exposure, but those results could actually take several weeks. And I think it's funny that they nicknamed them Thunder and Lightning because they rescued them in the middle of a storm. So
yeah, you wonder about that too. Storms out there with lightning going on all over the place. You never know. We are looking at a good chance for more lightning tomorrow, and some of that is going to be accompanied with heavy rainfall, which will cause some localized street flooding. Not out of the question at all, as we have seen copious amounts of rainfall over the past 5 days now. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning. Get up and check out Good Morning Suncoast. John Scalzi will have much more on the systems that are around out there in the Atlantic and the Caribbean, and as well as here.
All right, good to know. Thank you so much, Rob. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening. Have a good one.